After playing Rocky in 5 films and Rambo in 3 films and appearing in numerous other films that have been hits or misses, old Sly himself, Sylvester Stallone, starred in this intensifying hit film. Let's talk about Cliffhanger, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. This is Big D's entertainment rankings and reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1993 action thriller flick Cliffhanger, released by TriStar, directed and co-produced by Renny Harlin, and co-written by and starring Sylvester Stallone, along with John Lithgow, Michael Rooker, and Janine Turner. Based on a concept by climber John Long, the film follows a mountain climber who becomes embroiled in a heist of a U.S. Treasury plane flying through the Rocky Mountains. Now, of course, the movie was produced along with Carolco Pictures, who had recently produced, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, along with Les Studio Canal Plus, Pioneer Corporation, and RCS Video. This was a pretty big hit for Stallone, and what can I say? It's pretty intense and what have you. So let's get into our story. Rangers Gabriel, or should I say Gabriel. I said Gabriel. I'm sorry, everyone. Let me restart. Rangers Gabe Walker and his girlfriend, Jessie Diane, are dispatched to rescue their friend Hal Tucker and his girlfriend, Sarah, after Hal suffered a knee injury and stranded them on a peak in the Colorado Rockies. As they try to rescue Sarah, part of her harness breaks. Although Gabe is initially able to grab her, her gloved hand slips out and she falls to her death. Hal blames Gabe for Sarah's death, and Gabe is overcome with guilt, taking an extended leave. 8 months later, Gabe returns to the ranger station to gather his remaining possessions and persuade Jessie to leave with him. While there, they receive a distress call from a group of stranded climbers. Hal goes to locate the climbers, and Jessie is able to persuade Gabe to help out. Hal remains bitter towards Gabe over Sarah's death, at one point threatening to push Gabe off a ledge. When they find the climbers, they discover the distress call was a fake and are taken prisoner by a ruthless gang of international thieves led by psychopathic former military intelligence operative Eric Quaylen. The surviving thieves are the brutal Kenneth, sadistic Delmar, and pilot Chriselle. Quaylen, along with turncoat U.S. Treasury agent Richard Travers, were able to steal 3 suitcases full of uncirculated bills valuing over $100 million from a McDonnell Douglas DC-9 on a mid-air transfer to a Lockheed Jetstar. Their escape plan backfired when a supposedly dead FBI agent shoots and damages the hydraulics, sending their plane crashing into the mountain, and they now require Gabe and Hal's help to locate the cases with the help of beacon locators. At gunpoint, Hal and Gabe lead them to the first case, located upwards on a steep rock face. Gabe is tethered and forced to climb up the face to reach the case, but when Quaylen plans to have Gabe killed once he's got the case, Hal warns him not to come down before Delmar pulls him back and holds him at gunpoint. Quaylen orders Kenneth and one of the thieves try to yank him down, prompting Gabe to sever the rope. Quaylen orders one of the thieves to open fire on Gabe, causing an avalanche that kills Holden, one of their members. When they see the money from the first case fluttering away, Quaylen believes Gabe is dead and orders Hal to lead them onward. Gabe races ahead to find Jessie in an abandoned cabin, recovering old mountaineering gear to reach the second case before Quaylen does. Night falls on the mountain, and by the time Quaylen arrives, Gabe and Jessie have emptied the case and left only a single bill with the taunting message, "Want to trade?" on it. Quaylen orders his men to split up, one of whom, Ryan, spots Gabe and Jesse before attempting to shoot them. However, Gabe blinds him, dropping the assault rifle before tackling the man down a snowy incline. After sending Ryan over the cliff before using a tool to prevent falling off, both groups take shelter. Of them, Gabe and Jesse burn the money for warmth and fall asleep. When morning breaks, Gabe and Jesse resolve to beat Quaylen to the last case. Elsewhere, when Hal sees two friends, Evan and Brett, he warns them away before Quaylen orders his men to open fire. Brett is killed while Evan is wounded, though he manages to run off the mountain and parachute to safety. Frank, having not heard from Gabe or the others, scouts the mountain in the helicopter, spots Evan's parachute, and is able to get him to safety while contacting the authorities. Upon Gabe impaling Kenneth on a stalactite in a cavern after luring him, he attempts to call help from Frank, their rescue helicopter pilot, on one of the mercenaries' radios. The Hal alerts him to explosives Quaylen has rigged above them on the mountain. Gabe and Jesse escape the fallen debris in time. Okay, I'm going to go to the final act in the ending now. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Meanwhile, the mercenaries flag down Frank in the helicopter, but by the time he realizes it's a trap, it is too late and he is fatally shot by Delmar. While hugging Frank's body, Hal discreetly grabs Frank's knife as the mercenaries split up to look for the last case. Hal is able to use the knife to stab Delmar, kill him with his own shotgun, and escape. Travers sees Gabe and gives chase. While on the surface of a frozen river, Travers observes Gabe under the ice and tries to kill him, but Gabe uses his bolt gun to shoot Travers, and his lifeless body is carried away by the river current. However, at the same time, Quaylen takes Jesse hostage when she waves down the helicopter. Believing that Frank was flying it, Quaylen tells Gabe and Hal over the radio that he is holding Jesse captive on board the helicopter, demanding Gabe and Hal surrender the money from the third case at a high elevated rendezvous point and threatens to kill her should they refuse to cooperate. Gabe and Hal agree, and they meet at a cliffside bridge. However, Quaylen tries to challenge Gabe into throwing the case into the helicopter, but when he also threatens to kill Jesse again. Gabe orders Quaylen to free her at a safe distance away from the cliff. Quaylen reluctantly agrees and uses a winch to lower Jesse to the ground. Once Jesse is safely down, however, Gabe throws the bag of money into the helicopter's rotors, shredding the money. Enraged, Quaylen attempts to use the helicopter to kill Gabe, but he has used the winch cable to tether the helicopter to a steel ladder up the cliff face. Hal arrives and helps by shooting down the helicopter. The ladder snaps and leaves Gabe and Quaylen atop the wreckage of the helicopter hanging by the cable. Gabe fights Quaylen and manages to climb to safety as the wreckage snaps off the cable and falls to the bottom of the mountain, killing Quaylen. Gabe reunites with Jesse and Hal as they are found by Treasury agents led by Walter Wright in a helicopter, arranging to send a rescue helicopter. As the trio are seen sitting on top of a mountain peak, reminiscent of Gabe, Hal, and Sarah at the beginning. End of story. So what did I think of Cliffhanger? I've got to say, it's pretty good in my view. I've only seen it a few times, but I do think it's a pretty good film. This is one of my favorite Stallone flicks. I've not really, well, I may not have made a ranking of favorite flicks with Stallone, even though I've done one for Rocky and one for Rambo, but maybe one day I'll mix them all together. Well, we'll see in the future. But anyway, I thought this film was so action-packed, so suspenseful, and with so much action, thrills, and I don't know what have you. Now our cast is really good. Sylvester Stallone plays Gabe, and he is absolutely really good in that role. John Lithgow plays Quaylen, great villain. Michael Rooker plays Hal. He's pretty good. Janine Turner plays Jessie. She's she's good. Rex Lynn plays Travers. Caroline Gill plays Crystal. Leon Robinson, just credited as Leon, who had recently appeared in the film The Five Heartbeats, as well as the film Cool Runnings, which would be released later the same year. This did, which I'll get to that in a little bit. I forgot to give that when this came out. Anyway, and Craig Fairbrass plays Delmar. Gregory Scott Cummins plays Ryan, and Dennis Forrest plays Heldon. There's also a special appearance by Paul Winfield playing Walter Wright. So anyway, yeah. So the cast is pretty good and what have you. I really enjoyed their performances. Now the film was actually released on May 28th, 1993. So today's actually that particular day. So today is the film's 30th anniversary. Although it premiered a week before that at the Cannes Film Festival. Anyway, it still did pretty well. It opened ahead of other films that include Slivered, Super Mario Bros., Made in America, and Dave. The film became a big success, making $255 million worldwide. While the film has a 67% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and they say while it can't escape comparisons to the movies it borrows from, the film is a tense, action-packed thriller and a showcase for the talents that made Sylvester Stallone a star. Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. It was really good. Well, anyway, it got nominated for 3 Academy Awards: Best Sound Effects Editing, and Best Visual Effects. But unfortunately, they all lost to Jurassic Park, which was released the following month. Look for a review of that coming up next month. It even got nominated for four Razzies. Worst Picture, Worst Supporting Actor for John Lithgow, Worst Supporting Actress for Janine Turner, and Worst Screenplay. Can't be sure if it won or anything. And Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars. And although most people enjoyed Lithgow's performance, he was criticized for his inauthentic sounding English accent, especially when next to native English actors Fairbrass and Gill. Climbing magazine was critical on the film's unrealistic portrayal of rock climbing, including the fictional gun which fires batons directly into a rock. Well, that's understandable. It also had a score from Trevor Jones, and that was really good too. So anyway, Cliffhanger had some pretty good action and thrills, a pretty good cast, and what have you. Score wasn't too bad, and the story wasn't too bad either. So overall, I liked Cliffhanger, but after what I've said, would I recommend the film? The answer would be hell yeah, definitely. Cliffhanger was pretty big and what have you. Now they've even tried thinking of doing a sequel and what have you. But well, they're still trying to work on that. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the director of the film was Rennie Harlin. Yeah, who recently directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, and Die Hard 2, as well as the cult classic The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. He'd later go on to direct The Long Kiss Goodnight and Deep Blue Sea afterwards. So, he did a pretty good job on his direction. Anyway, there would go on to be a book on this, as well as a video game released on all Nintendo and Sega consoles a few months later that year, which I've seen plays a both the 8-bit games for the NES and Game Boy, as well as, well, the 16-bit version on Super Nintendo, also on Sega Genesis. They're alright and what have you, but not really that great though. But enough said about the game. So definitely look into Cliffhanger. It's a great movie, and I really enjoyed it. So what did you think of Cliffhanger? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea, the direct-to-video sequel to The Little Mermaid itself. So if you enjoy this, you may want to check out my reviews for these other films. Will Sly himself. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the original classic itself, Rocky, from 1976. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of First Blood, the first Rambo film from 1982. Or if you would like maybe, oh, I don't know, something more recent that with action thrills, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review. My well, I don't think it'd be more recent. See my review for a remake of a classic film, and that being The Italian Job from 2003. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.